And what do you attribute that all to diet?
No, I attribute just as much to it, if not more, to exercise. About 6 months into it, I started exercising. I purchased what I call an arm bike. It was really a pedal bike that you can put on the floor and use on your legs. I use my arms. Set it on my chest, and I started with 15 minutes. And as the time progressed, I was doing it every day. I worked up. I added 5 minutes every so often. I got to 75 minutes. I could watch TV and still do this. So for 75 minutes, I did the arm bike. In the meantime, I started walking. There's a track in Ellsworth. I walk one lap. It's a quarter mile. My goal is to really basically walk one lap and without stopping. And I did that. And I hit 2 laps. And I did that about 3 or 4 times a week. And then I started doing it every single day. I decided if I can do this, I'm going to do it every day. And I went from counting laps to counting miles. I do 4 miles a day now, 7 days a week. And I do my arm bike 4 days a week.
4 miles a day?
Yes.
7 days a week?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's more for your head, maybe a little more than it is.
And I still like to eat, so the more I exercise, I get to eat. You burn calories exercising, so I do that. I do my arm bike 75 minutes a day, 4 days a week. And the other 3 days a week, I do light weights to Y.
Do you work out alone?
Yes. Yep.
You've learned to work out alone, or is it?
Yep. It's just the way I've always done it.
Get bored.
No, I put my headset on, I put a CD on, and I walk. I clear my head of the day. I get rid of any stress that I had built up from the day, and it clears my mind. It really clears my mind, and that's the deal. And to me, not only am I physically healthy, I'm a mentally healthier person as well.
I was going to ask you your emotional state when you compare where you were emotionally. Now you did say you were a happy guy anyway.
Yep.
But I don't think that holds true for a lot of people that
No.
have been in your.
But a lot of people who diet are miserable. They think, I can't do this. Oh, I'm on a diet. I hate all the food. I never got negative about it. If you were to ask anybody, including my wife, she never once heard me complain that I was on a diet.
So
never once.
What are you going to say to these people tonight?
What I'm telling you, you got to find what works for you. If the gastric bypass works for you, then you ought to look at it. If working out or doing something with someone else or going to Tops or Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whatever, if it works for you, use that. But just as important as counting calories and dieting is exercising. And one of the reasons I never plateaued is because as I lost more weight, I increased my exercise.
When you mean plateaued, what do you mean?
Well, a lot of people when they go on a diet at some point, they sort of stay at the same level. They don't lose weight anymore. Their body becomes used, the metabolism becomes used to the calories they're taking in. And so basically they sort of level off and they go several weeks without losing weight. I didn't really have that. And I really believe a big reason for that is I increased my exercise, and I was decreasing my calories also. I'd come across, and I'd realize I really don't need that, and I wouldn't have that anymore. So I'd count. So by the time I was at the end of my diet, I was taking in approximately 1,500 calories a day, and I was probably burning about 3,000. So that's why I continued to lose weight at a fairly steady, rapid pace.
Now, who was helping you with that?
Just my dietitian,
and
she was there
to have a dietitian.
For me, it was because I bonded with her. I mean, I consider her a great friend now. I call her my goddess because of everything she did for me. I always consider she's the first person in the medical field that truly listened to what I wanted and what I felt I needed.
How often would you be in contact with her?
Physically, once a month. She was in Bangor, I'm in Ellsworth, which is about 40 minutes away.
But would you talk? Could you call?
Email.
Her? Email.
Yep, I got her email, and anytime I had a question, I'd email her, and that was great. And one thing she always told me, one of the great things about me is I always had questions when I went in. I didn't go in for a complaint. Went in to try and figure out what I could do, or why isn't this working, or how many beans should I have, and things like that. So I'm the type of person who wants to know what he's doing and what's going on. I'm excited. I can do so many things. I can take my wife to the movies. We can travel. I couldn't get on an airplane before because I couldn't buy 2 tickets. Because that's what they would require for me to go on an airline is to buy 2 seats, and I couldn't afford that. I can just do so much more now.
Amazing. Now, look, one more thing. I want to talk to you about nutrition and the culture that we live in today.
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've traveled around the world extensively, and when I come home, I'm always astonished at how much food and how big the people are
Right.
in this society.
Right.
How do you address that? How would you?
How do we address it as a teacher? We try and address it in the school in terms of helping the kids understand better the importance of health, nutrition, and physical exercise. And that's something we've really started doing the last 2 years. We've been taking our students, the whole middle school, on hikes in Acadia National Park, 8 miles once a month. We just got a grant for snowshoes, so we got snowshoes the whole middle school so we can do it during the winter. We're doing healthy eating and things like that. So we're doing a lot of things like that, trying to just inform the kids how to better do things and better handle things.
We've got an order.
Oh, you got
Okay.
to order.
Yep.
Listen, what are you going to have? Just
I don't-
We
curiosity.
haven't looked at the menu.
I haven't looked
yet.
at it, but
But
in
you
all
could eat
honesty,
anything? What-
I can eat anything I want on the
Yeah.
menu. And a lot of times, one thing when I was dieting, when I went out, if I was going to be paying for a meal, I'd get a nice meal and I'd get what I want. I wouldn't look for the heart-healthy meal, so to speak, as they call it. I'd look for something I really wanted, and I'd use that as a splurge kind of thing.
And in your mind, do you visualize yourself being a certain way, looking a certain way?
No,
You don't.
no, because I looked at me for who I was, just like my wife looked for me at who I was inside, not on the outside.
Pete, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
It was very interesting.
Thank
And
you.
all the best to you.
Thank you.
Continued success.
Appreciate it.
You got it.